So today I want to talk to you about Google Explore destinations. Now, this is my absolute favorite place to go when I am trying to get inspired and try to figure out where I want to go next for my next vacation. I love using the Google Explore tab because it has so many features that make it super easy to come up with new ideas and find out where I want to go next, how to choose my next destination. So let's go ahead and dive in and let me show you what I mean. So we are right here on the Google Flights website on the homepage. And if you scroll down to the map here and click on Explore Destinations, you go into the Explore Destinations tool. So the way this works is it will actually look at the entire world, not just the country. I just happen to be zoomed in on the country now. But as you can see, it will give you the entire world. It'll give you ideas of pricing on flights to the different places that you want to go. So the way you use it is you plug in where your home airport is, the dates you're considering going, and the price range that you're wanting to stay within, and it will narrow it down and tell you throughout the entire world what meets those criteria, what meets that criteria. So this is how it goes. Let's go ahead and start here on the home airport. For our purposes, let's just say we're going out of Los Angeles. And as far as timing goes, you can keep it open to the next 6 months if you would like, or you can click specific dates. When I'm trying to get inspired, I always try to stay flexible because that is the best way to save money. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it open to all of the next 6 months. I could also say, okay, I'm going in November. I know I'm going in November. That's all there is to it, and narrow it down that way. But for our purposes, let's keep it open. Also, I can say the duration of how long I'm going. So if it's just for a weekend, 1 week, 2 weeks, this is important because it will compare the two best flights. So say it's a weekend, then it might be, okay, this is the best Friday to Sunday flight combination. Versus if you leave it open, it's just kind of a nebulous thing. And they might be looking at Tuesday through Wednesday when you're like, no, I need a Friday through Sunday, and it can change your results. So for this situation though, I'm going to go ahead and keep it at a week. Let's just say we're going to go for a week. For the next 6 months, I'm going to click done. So the next thing that I always like to set is price. So I don't really want to spend $1,500 on my next flight. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce this slide bar down to a more comfortable level for me. And I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say 500. Let's just say 500 is what I'm willing to spend on my flight. And then from there, this is where it kind of gets fun. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll out so I can see the entire globe. And right now, over the next 6 months, with the $500 price tag, these are all of my options. I can go down to Rio, I can go to Chile, I can go to Tokyo, I can go to Hong Kong, London. These are all of the places that I can go to within my $500 price range. So this is a great way to get inspired. You go, oh gosh, I didn't realize I can get to China for that much money. I didn't realize I can get to Tokyo for that much money, and it can inspire you. The other cool thing that it can do is say, okay, I know I for sure want to go to Europe, but I just want to get there for the cheapest possible. So I'm willing to go into any country, any city. I just want to get to the continent as cheaply as I can or within my price range, and then I can explore and take a train and travel from there. You can also narrow this down by areas. So for where to, you can say, for instance, Europe, and it will shrink down and show you just the European continent. It'll still keep it within your price range that you have set here, and then it shows you what your options are. And from there, you can scroll through and decide where it is that you would be willing to fly into for the price that you're looking for, or simply just finding where the cheapest price is. The other cool thing is if you'd like to refine your results more, you can click how many stops you're willing to take, because obviously the cheaper the flight, there's a possibility it might have more stops. That's not always the case, but occasionally that happens. You can also restrict it by airline if you happen to belong to a certain airline as far as the mile program. You can restrict it for that. The other thing you can do is control your baggage if you know you're going to check a bag, because a lot of times those very cheapest flights or the cheapest flights will charge you money for a bag. So watch what happens. Right now, London is showing at $377. When I add a bag as a carry-on, it jumps up to $422. So it takes into consideration those extra bag fees. Also notice all of those other cities that were showing up as under $500 have dropped off. off because adding your baggage bumped the price up, and now it's over the price that we're willing to spend. So it's always a good idea to go through here and refine your search based on what you're looking for. I'm gonna go back down to 0 bags. And then the final thing you can refine is duration. So for instance, if you're flying to, say, London, and you know, the average nonstop flight, I wanna say is about 10 hours, but you're seeing flights for 20 hours, 30 hours, that means you're having a stopover somewhere for a really long time, or you're having several stops on your way to the destination. If you wanna constrict that and narrow that down, this is the place where you would do that. So that is how this works. The other thing you can do, and it's not just Europe, I mean, you could also say South Korea, you could say South America, and it'll show you the entire continent of South America. You can restrict it to just all different kinds of things. If you say, for instance, I only want to go to Brazil, for instance, then it'll constrict it and show you everything that you can do within Brazil. So this is a really cool tool for exploring and comparing options. You can play with price points, you can play with dates, and find the best combination. So what I want to do actually is go back. I want to show you, once you've decided kind of where you want to go, what it looks like from there. So say we're doing the Europe and we're wanting to confine it to Europe. So you can look here, but look on the side here, you can scroll through and it'll give you the top price places based on price. And then it'll show you more details about the flight. So for instance, here's this London flight here. I can either click here and it'll bring it up, or I can simply click here and it'll bring it up. Either way works. It'll show you where they're finding the absolute cheapest price, other options, other flight options. So for instance, if you don't, for whatever reason, want to fly on Norwegian, what your other options are. You can also view flights, which will give you a bigger listing of all of the flights that are available, more details. Then you can also see some hotels in the area. This is just where their Google Hotels ties in more. You don't have to use this, but it's an idea. It also has some really cool features such as when to visit, when the weather is, you know, something that you might want to look at, you can look and see. Also popularity, so when it's going to be busier, when it's going to be less busy, so you can make some choices based on that. Also some things to do and so on. The one main thing I want to show you here, so it is saying the cheapest flight is $377. Now, when we first started this, remember I kept it open to the next 6 months. So it's important to know, okay, great, $377, but when? When do I have to go to get $377? And that is where this comes in. Right here at the top, it tells you that the best combination that they found for the next 6 months is leaving January 22nd and returning January 29th of 2021. So this is where it shows you that. So if you say, for instance, can't go, then you're going to want to go back and maybe alter this and maybe not put in January. Maybe you want to just say November, December, or whatever it is that you want to do. And if I restrict it to December, you see the prices change here. And now the cheapest price in December to London is $490. And then I can come here and see who it is and how long the flight is and things of that nature. So that is how you use Google Explore. It is a fantastic tool for deciding where you want your next vacation to go, being inspired, or even if you already know where you want your vacation to go, exploring other options. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. So say you know I want to go to London. Okay, I want to go to England. Period, the end. I want to go, that's where I want to go. What you can also do is, oops, if it helps if I spell it right, we say London. But what I want to show you is if you scroll in, let me go back over here. You scroll in, it'll show you all of the other airports in the area. Now, I think our price point is too low, but say I expand our price point out. Let's see what happens. So now that it's within, if there's other airports in or near London, you can see them here and see if you went into a different airport, maybe that might be cheaper. So this is a great tool if you're, for instance, looking in this area. Right now, going into London, it looks like London Gatwick is the cheapest airport. If you went into Heathrow, it goes up to $800. But for instance, you might see, oh, well, goodness, I could go into Birmingham if it were cheaper. You could see, oh, I could go in there. Or you can explore, what if we went into Dublin and then came over to England? It lets you not just explore the entire continent, you can actually scroll in if you already know the exact city you want to go to, and perhaps find a different combination to get you there for less expensive. Or maybe you simply look at the flights over here and you see a better flight combination, something that doesn't have as many stops, or maybe it's a quicker flight or something like that. It just helps you to really hone in and make your vacation exactly what it is that you're looking for, and really get the best you possibly can for your next vacation. So that is how you use Google Explore. If you would like to learn how to use Google Flights in its entirety, how to use all the tools and tricks to get the absolute best prices, go ahead and take a look at this video here. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.